of this group, and he has a wonderful group of kids. And I know you hear people talk about that all the time, and you think I'm waving the flag and saying things because I played there, but I would be straight enough with you. You know, these are really good kids. And this year we had a captain's dinner, as they have every year, and all the former captains come back with their wives, and we had a dinner at the Blackwell. And it was interesting this year that Thad, rather than bringing captains, and I don't know if they're even appointed yet, it'd probably be Leidy and Diebler, I would assume, but he brought the entire team, and they all sat at different tables and mixed with the entire group. And it was pretty neat that, talking with all the captains the next day when we were together being introduced at a halftime of one of the games, that every guy to a man said what a great kid they had at their table. And you can't fool people on stuff like this, because this is just within our own family. So these guys are really, they're high character guys, and that makes it fun to be around them. And quite honestly, when teams are evenly matched, I think character kind of lends a hand and makes a difference. And I think that's the same in your business life or anything you're part of. All things being equal, if you're in competition, I think character can make a big difference. So hopefully this team is going to go as far as they possibly can. If obviously when they're on their game, they're almost unplayable. And it's the first time I've said that about an Ohio State basketball team in a long, long time. So this is really a talented group. And when we say they're on their game, it would be anytime Diebler starts lighting it up from the outside, you're playing 4-on-4 with the other guys, because somebody just has to go with him. And it was interesting listening to the experts on talk radio a week ago Monday. I was driving home from work and had the radio on, and these guys were talking about, you know, as well as we played this year, Diebler's had kind of an off year, and he really can't get open. He doesn't make his shots, and his three-point shots aren't going in. We aren't very good. And John must have heard the same show, because he's made 17 threes in the last 2 games. So pretty amazing stuff. So, but he's very talented. Leidy has everything you can ask in a basketball athlete. He's, I don't care how the scribes voted him. I think any coach will tell you he's the most versatile defensive player in the Big Ten, because he can guard your point guard, he can guard your center. And Kraft is about as tough a freshman defender as I think I've ever seen. Usually guys have to make that adjustment, and he simply has come in and just relishes that role of trying to stop somebody. So they have good bench strength. They've got Deshaun Thomas, who's never seen a shot he doesn't like, and he comes in off the bench. And you know, the only thing you're sure of is he might pass it the first time he touches it. That second time it hits his hand, it's going airborne. So, and it doesn't matter where he is. That's, but obviously when they go in, everything's wonderful. So, and sometimes they say, well, Thad doesn't seem to play him a lot, and or as much as maybe he should. But Deshaun has sometimes, you know, in basketball, you can't platoon. You got to play offense, and then they force you to go to the other end of the floor and try to guard somebody. And he's more of a typical freshman at the defensive end. So they have their issues. And Sullinger, there's not much more you can say about this young man. He's just been a great asset to this team, and I'm amazed at his poise. Now, he flops and falls and does all the things, but for the attention he gets, and for the bodies that are working against him, to not get in real foul trouble, knock on wood. As soon as you talk about it, it'll happen. But he's been exceptional, and the beautiful thing of that kid is those hands are phenomenal. I mean, you have a hard time throwing a bad pass to Jared Sullinger, because you throw it anywhere in the area and he's going to catch it. And the last guy I heard really talk about that a lot at Ohio State was a guy named Jerry Lucas. And Fred Taylor told me once, about 10 years after I was done playing, he said, you know, Lucas had great hands, and Bill, I got to be honest, so did you. And he said, I spent many a night just wishing that your feet matched your hands. So anytime he would compliment me, he'd bring you right back down to earth. So, but this kid is really gifted, and so, and Buford is another character that he's so quick his shoes don't squeak when he's out there. He just slides around and moves, and so they're a tough handle, and they like each other. They play well together. Thad's done a good job of spacing at the offensive end, as he always has. But I just enjoy this team so much more than I did the style they played a year ago with Turner pounding the ball and making something happen. And it worked for them. They won the league, they won the Big Ten tournament, but this is better basketball that we're watching this year. So I just hope they get to fulfill their dreams, especially for seniors. If they're beatable, there's no question. They've lost a couple games, and everybody in the country is beatable, but they're also capable of, when they're playing well, to beat everybody.